All right, so we're going to start a new section called second difference. All right, so we've done first difference before, and the word difference in math just means subtraction. All right, so we take the y values, and that's all we care about when we're doing differences. We're going to take the y value in the same line. Okay, so the y value in the same line. And I'm going to subtract the number above it. Okay, so 3 minus 1 is 2. And I'm going to continue this down all the way down the chart. Okay, so I'm going to take the number in the same line. In this case, it's 5. And I'm going to subtract the number above it, which is 3. And I'm also going to get 2. Okay, and you're just going to continue this for the whole chart. So it's going to be 7 minus 5, which is also going to give me 2. And then the last one's going to be 9 minus 7. Oops. Which is also going to give me 2. Okay, and you're going to notice in this question that all my first difference is the same number. Okay, so when my first difference is all the same number, that's called constant in math. Okay, so if my first difference is the same number, it's constant. Okay, it might not always be 2, it might be 8, 8, 8, 8, or -3, -3, -3, -3. We've done questions like this before. If my first difference is constant, then I don't need to worry about the second difference. Okay, I don't need to do the second difference. All right, so when my first difference is constant, it is a linear equation. A linear equation is a straight line when I draw it. All right, in this chapter, we've been drawing parabolas, which are quadratics, which is the shape of a U and N. Okay, so if my first difference is constant, it's a linear equation. All right, so that first example is done. I'm going to move on to the second example. Okay, again, if you've missed anything or if I'm going too fast, you can always just go back and watch the video. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing in this question. I'm going to take that same number, the number in the same line, and I'm going to subtract the number above it. Okay, so just got to be careful with the negatives. So 9 minus 16 is -7. Okay, so please be careful with the minuses. We're going to do the same thing in the line underneath it. It's going to be 4 minus 9, which is going to give us -5. I'm going to do the same thing in the next line. It's going to be 1 minus 4, which gives me -3. And then the last line, it's going to be 0 minus 1, which gives me -1. So in this question, you're going to notice that my first difference is not constant. Okay, it's not the same number. In fact, I have a whole bunch of negative numbers. So what I need to do now is go and do the second difference. Right? So when I do the second difference, it's the same rule. I take the number in that line. Okay, in this case, it's -5. The word difference means subtract. And I just got to be careful here because the number above it is -7. So when I have a negative, I need to put it around brackets as well. Okay, so -5 subtract -7. So make sure you type that in your calculator properly. If you type that in properly, you should get 2 as an answer. All right, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to repeat the process for the next 3 boxes. Okay, so it's going to be -3 subtract -5. And when I do that process, I'm going to get 2. And you're going to notice that my second difference in this question is going to be constant. Okay, it wasn't my first difference that was constant. In this question, my second difference is constant. All right, so when your second difference is constant, it means that the equation is a quadratic. All right, it means it's going to, when you draw it, it's going to be in a shape of a U or a shape of an N. And that's all you really need to know for today. All right, so if the first difference is constant, it's a linear equation. If the second difference is constant, it's a quadratic equation. And that is it.